Hey, what's up guys, TotallyDubbed here, and today I'm doing a video review on the AOC M2870VQ. So this is a 28-inch LED monitor that has the MVA technology behind it, the MVA panel. It has a quoted response time of 5 milliseconds and it is 1080p, so 1920 times 1080 at 60 Hz. So the reason I wanted to review this monitor is because I really wanted to see how the MVA monitor would cope in terms of response time, in terms of games, and in terms of the actual technology, to see how the colours would look like in comparison to IPS or PLS screens, and on top of that how it deals in comparison to TN screens in terms of response time. So MVA is very much the bridge in terms of the gap between those two technologies, as in IPS, PLS and TN. So the monitor can be bought for around £180 on Amazon. I'll link this in the description below. And £180 is actually quite affordable for a monitor like this, especially a 28-inch monitor. Now, I'm going to talk about the build quality. I'm going to use Expert Review's review of the monitor in order to show you the connections, because it's a good quality picture. So you can see you've got a HDMI, DisplayPort, this DVI, VGA, audio in and out. So you've got all the connections you're going to want and need. So it's great you have all these connections, so you can put in different variety of things with the monitor. So that's great. Continuing on with the build quality, of course, the connections are one thing, but the other thing is the actual stand. Now the stand was actually quite disappointing to me. I wasn't that impressed, and the reason why is because of its functionalities. It's very much a very simple stand. All it does is it tilts backwards and forwards, and by not a great deal. It seems to tilt backwards quite a lot for some unknown reason. I don't know how people are going to sit, but it doesn't tilt down that much, and it doesn't pivot or anything like that. Of course, you can manually pivot it, via the stand, the whole monitor. But it's slightly a shame about that, because I think if it was a little bit adjustable, it would have been a little bit better. Moving on, we've got the little buttons. They're located over here. They're actually very easy to press. They're quite nice buttons to click, and they're quite nice and concealed, so it gives a nice look. If we press the buttons, we've got the OSD that comes up, and the OSD itself is very easy to use, just like all the other AOC products. So very much impressed with the OSD as usual. Very easy to use, got loads of options in there for you to use as well. Now, continuing on with the review of the monitor, I must say I'm going to start with the responsive. So the responsive time and my my overall feel about like the input lag and whatnot when it came to gaming. Now, for me, I was testing it on Battlefield 4, and on Battlefield 4 it was extremely responsive. I noticed no sort of lag. I noticed no sort of problems with the monitor, and I really enjoyed gaming on it. It was really nice. On top of that, I had that really nice, really great image, and I want to talk about that in just a second. But responsiveness of the monitor was really, really good. I didn't notice any problems with it, no lag, nothing like that, and I would very much recommend it for gaming purposes. Now, in terms of the colours and the reproduction of the colours, they are sensational. Really, really well done. I mean, you can see in the background images, these are 1440p images. Obviously, my camera, although it's a good camera, it's not really going to give it justice via video. You're not going to be able to really see how it looks like. But I can tell you for sure that the colours are really, really nice. Out the box, it really doesn't need any sort of calibration. I put on user profile 50-50-50 for RGB, and it looks sensational. Really looks sensational. The gamma's really on point. The colours are really, really well done, and I'm very much impressed with that. So overall, the image quality is very good, and on top of that, it's quite a nice responsive monitor. So what that means is that altogether, you get a really nice package. You've got a monitor that's responsive, has good colours, and a good size as well. However, the resolution for me was a bit too low. By that I mean 1080p at 28-inch is a little bit blown up, so to speak. Text looks sometimes a little bit blurry, and by blurry I mean the fact that just because it's a 28-inch monitor, the pixels are kind of blown up a little bit in comparison to a 24-inch or 22-inch monitor that you'd be normally accustomed to for a 1080p monitor. A 28-inch You've obviously got more space to work with in terms of putting your tabs and stuff, but you're still limited to 1080p. Of course, it's not a 144p monitor, and it probably would have driven the price rocket high, but it's something I should note and something you should note when buying it. Overall, I really like this monitor. I really do recommend it. For who? Well, all types of people. People which are photo editing, video editing, gaming, typing, browsing the net, all sorts. Especially because of the price, it's quite affordable at £180. I would very much suggest it. The only other thing I would say is that, you know, obviously if you don't want a 28-inch monitor, you can go for a 24 or 22-inch is probably what my preference would have been for a 1080p resolution monitor. But apart from that, really, really good. So obviously if you're in the market for 28-inch monitors, then you should definitely consider this monitor on your buy list. Alright guys, I've been Totally Dubbed. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, as it's always nice to know what you guys think. And on top of that, favourite and share the video, as it's great to spread the love. Alright guys, Totally Dubbed out. Bye bye.